Exactly a week ago, staff of the Somenya ambulance service were hit with the painful news of the demise of their senior officer in charge of the station, Abraham Tete. Abraham Tete was killed by highway robbers on his way to save the life of a pregnant woman in labor. A week after his unfortunate demise, staff of the Somenya ambulance service are still traumatized, even though they are still providing emergency medical services. President Akufo-Addo, who has taken a keen interest in the unfortunate incident, has tasked some members of his government to get to the bottom of investigations and bring all perpetrators to book. As such, the Minister Designate for Local Government and Regional Reorganization and Member of Parliament for Okre, Dan Botre, together with the Eastern Regional Minister Designate, Seth Kwame Echampon, on Thursday, led a delegation to Somenya to commiserate with personnel of the ambulance service in a bid to boost their confidence.
About the meeting we had with their family, it's a difficult thing for them and for everybody for that matter. That display strong faith in God, comforting themselves, and believing in God's own intervention in their lives. And I think that's very comforting. It's a difficult thing, very, very difficult thing to see the wife, the mother, and the grandmother. It's not an easy thing, but we believe the Lord Himself will comfort them. But whatever has to be done, the relevant ministry will take over and liaise with government, and then we all will see how best we can support.
Senior EMT Ahmed Mariama, the deputy officer in charge of the service, who indicated that personnel are still traumatized, was thankful for the visit and assured government of their commitment to save more lives despite the incident.
Indeed, it's a great loss to us. My colleague and I are traumatized. Those are the members in the station with me. We are 10 in numbers, including the late Abraham Tete. We have 7 male, 4 drivers.
But the personnel are not the only ones still traumatized by the demise of their colleague. The Church of Pentecost Central Assembly branch in Somenya, where Abraham Tete worships, is equally worried. Pastor Emmanuel Eisi Mensah, the head pastor of the church, called on government to fix engineering lapses on the Somenya Asesiesu Road.
I have been here for some 2 years now, and then for the past 2 years he's been a very good Christian, except that you miss him when he's on duty. Sometimes he will be in church and the duty will call on him and then he will have to leave. But as far as his commitment to church and activities are concerned, he would always be in church. When I came, I heard that he was very instrumental in playing some of our instruments and those things. But because of the enormity of the work he's been doing now, he doesn't have the time to come to do those things. But
how will the church miss him?
The church will miss him because he's always in church, and you always see him in church. Morning, dawn, Sunday. Insofar as duty has not taken him out, you always see him in church.
The delegation, which visited the emergency medical technician Rayo Wusu, a survivor of the attack at her residence, also assured her of police protection and support as she goes through her reformation therapy.
We understand, following the briefing by your sister security services persons in the Ghana Police Service, by so we understand you are going through some therapy. We pray that you go through it successfully and regain your normal self. By that, we want to assure you whatever it takes to support you to go through such reformation, we are ever ready and prepared as a government to offer you the needed assistance. We are very sorry for that incident when you were on your call to duty and in transit this happened. We pray that it never happens to the service again. We are going to provide the necessary precautionary measures that will allay the difficulties and the fears of most commuters on our corridors in those areas.
The delegation then set off to Chopoli in the Ningo Prampram district, where Vaidate, the wife of Abraham Tete, had been taken to join family members to recover from the shock. It was indeed a sad atmosphere as family members of the late Abraham Tete shed uncontrollable tears at the sight of the delegation. Abraham, the breadwinner of the nuclear and extended family, was survived by a wife and 2 kids. David Angmono Dete, a brother of Abraham Tete, who welcomed the arrest of some suspects, wants government to immediately take steps to protect lives of personnel of the service.
The Lord has taken his life at the moment, and we have gathered here. The family is pleading. We are pleading seriously. Indeed, Abraham has passed away, but there are a lot who are in the service. I mean the ambulance service. So we are pleading. What have happened to Abraham can happen to anybody at any time. So our request to our honorable men in our midst is they should do something to preserve or to protect those who remain in the service, so that in the midnight when they call one, he will respond quickly. I mean, if possible, there will be a law that they will pass that there should be 1 ambulance, 1 police personnel in the midnight service. It will help us.
MP for Okre, Dan Kwakubotre, says government will put in place the necessary measures to ensure that armed robbers do not have a field day.
Today or tomorrow, to make sure that they send increase the police patrol in the area, and possibility of building a tent so that police will stay there in the night, throughout the night, to make sure that the robbers will not have a field day again. It was also important that we visit the ambulance service. We are just neighbors in Somaya, and we thought that the wife of our brother who died, the ambulance driver, was there. But we were told that he has come to Ningo Prampram, and so we decided to follow up to come and greet her. We know that the ambulance service, Ministry of Health, and I'm sure at higher government level, will certainly follow up this issue.